Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Trendcrusher podcast. I'm Peter K. On this episode, I speak to Shoshan and Nicolai from the Danish hardcore act Lifesick. The band released their latest album, Loved by None, Hated by All, via Metal Blade Records. The band are also on tour across Southeast Asia this weekend. All that and more in my chat with them coming right up. Before that, hit subscribe on whichever platform you're listening to this podcast on. It's also on YouTube, so subscribe on there, like, share, you know the whole deal by now. And get in touch with me if you want to get your music featured, trendcrusher@gmail.com, or just follow me on Instagram. I'm Trendcrusher. With that out of the way, here's my chat with Shoshan and Nicolai from Lifesick. Hi, Nicolai. Hi, Shoshan. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much.
Hello.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Now, since we're doing this audio, right? So I think let's just do quick introductions, your name so everyone knows your voice and what you do in the band. Whoever wants to go first.
The singer goes.
Hi, I'm Shoshan. I'm the lead vocal in Lifesick.
Yeah, and I'm Nicolai. I play guitar in Lifesick.
Okay, I was gonna say Lifesick, but okay, I get where the mild accent kind of changes. But the reason we're speaking is earlier this month released your latest album, Loved by None, Hated by All, and I like I mentioned before we hit record, I really enjoyed the album, so I thought let's get more perspective into it. And but before we kind of dive into the album, I mean, last week y'all had a record release show in Copenhagen at the Copenhagen Distillery. So how did that show go? What was that like?
That was amazing, like better than expected. It's a very cool venue. They recently began to have shows there, but it's actually, yeah, as the name says, it's a distillery. They make whiskey and sorts of the stuff, but they have this huge hall, which is just perfect for a hardcore show. So yeah, in Copenhagen, it's the capital in Denmark. So we we expected a lot of people, and there was also a lot of people. So it was a fun show with a lot of friends and yeah, family there. So it was just a really good night to celebrate the.
Yeah, and just overall feedback from fans and new fans and people that night. The thing is, when you do a record, it's done half a year ago. So for us, it doesn't feel that new anymore.
Yeah.
So when people hear it for the first time and tell us that, wow, that new record, man, it really hits the spot. That it really feels it's a funny feeling because for us it almost feels like the old stuff,
Yeah.
once in a while.
Yeah.
So just having that feedback from so many people and a lot of people you've never seen before, just saying that this record and this release was so good, so they had to come. That was really nice. Yeah.
But it was very fun to play the new songs live for the first time. So
Yeah.
we played the
Actually,
whole record plus some older stuff. But yeah, so it was fun.
and actually, that was going to be my follow-up question. Like, was that the first time you kind of played the new stuff? But again, since Simon's here, I'm going to kind of do something which will make you cringe slightly. Is I'm going to read something from the press release that's attributed to you, where you said you wanted to make this the most no-nonsense record we've made so far. So my question being, and anyone who's heard if it's not the album, at least the singles, can totally get what you're talking about. But take me back, and you've said, y'all were done with the album 6 months ago. I'm assuming y'all started writing much earlier. Was that the vision that you had for the album from the start? How did you all kind of go about translating that then into the music?
I think most of us was pretty in sync with the idea that this record was like our first full length with the middle play. So we had to like just make sure that no matter what, we were gonna get another new listeners to our music. So we wanted to make sure that everybody get the idea and know what Lifesick is about and everything. So we actually just, it feels like we just trimmed a lot of the extra parts off, and this is just the the core of Lifesick
Yeah.
without everything else. So it's just pretty much stripped to the bone, just hardcore and death metal and stuff like that, instead of having acoustic parts and stuff like that. That's the more gimmicky side of Lifesick.
Yeah.
We wanted to like the new listeners, they needed to just figure out this is Lifesick, this is like the package, and then we can build upon that from now on. So we start from scratch with Metal Blade with this record. So we wanted it.
Also,
Yeah,
because like Metal Blade, they wanted us just to do what we do. Like, don't do other stuff just because you're on a big label now. We like you for who you are, so we just wanted to make the most aggressive songs, and the outcome is pretty good.
Awesome. So I'm glad to hear that. And, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about later is how the relationship with Metal Blade is, right? I mean, let's be honest, you guys are sitting in Denmark, I'm sitting halfway across the world in India, and we're having this chat. And I think that's primarily because of just the kind of push that the albums got through Metal Blade. If you could kind of just like shine some light on what's that been like. I mean, of course, there is the distribution, newer audience, but tell us like from before the album released, what was that like? uh and how did that kind of have an impact? Like, was there pressure at all that, hey, you know what, now we're on Metal Blade, uh this is how we're gonna write our music? Or what was the thoughts in the band at that time?
If if I may start, like when you mentioned pressure, I think the pressure for me is starting to kick in right now. When we got the deal and wrote the songs, it was like it was obviously we were very excited, but I think at that point we were just super excited and just ambitious with just writing. So the pressure and the exposure was not something we thought about at that time, but we can really feel it now, like with interviews on interviews, shows and reviews, and a lot of new audience having their opinion on this. So for me, it's starting now, the pressure. But
yeah. I think most of us was just hyped, just static with the idea of just doing something that big.
yeah,
So I think, yeah, the pressure is starting to show its face slowly while we are uh, releasing this, because people dig it, and that's nice.
yeah. Um, but all besides that, is been a very good relationship with Metal Blade. As we said before, they just want us to be as we are, not something else. They saw us
Yeah,
for the first time live at Copenhagen, not last year, but yeah, that was 2022. And then later on, we sent them the EP that's also released through Metal Blade. Like it was like a teaser stuff. It was actually something we recorded before the deal, and our manager like sealed the deal through this little EP. So yeah, from there it's just been a really nice journey with them. They're super chill, and they are like, whatever you guys want to do, just do it. They're listening, and they are, and if we have ideas and stuff like that, they're really wanting to get that out, or how do you say it? Like they're
yeah, and compared to everything we worked with earlier, it just, you can really feel that they're professional and they've done this a lot before. A lot of the things we usually like talk about, oh, it would have been nice if they had sent this paper with it and told us these things and stuff like that. They just got everything done. It's perfect, and it's like I say, it's a well-oiled machine,
Yeah, it's
and
professional
it's
for sure.
nice to work. Yeah, it's nice to work with them.
Okay. So going back to your album, right? And I want to talk more about, just the writing and recording process of Loved by None, Hated by All. Because let's be honest, I mean, from just reading the titles, if you haven't heard the music yet, there's a lot of like personal stuff that you've kind of put into the Simon. So take us back to the moment, you said you wrote the EP a while back, and then you were going to be working on an album. What kind of came first? Or was it like same as always? Like, is there music first and then the concepts? Or do you work on it parallelly? How do you guys go about
It,
that?
it's the it's the fun thing with Lifesick is that we actually do most of the things separated. We have the guitarist does the riffs, and then meet in the rehearsal room and make some songs out of that with some drummer. And then when the song are 90% done with guitar and drums and bass, I actually get the songs and then figure out the themes and lyrics for the songs.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's the way we work, and it turns out that that's how Lifesick is made for us. It's our recipe, and it works for us apparently. Um, and yeah, it's just a lot of the songs are either really personal, like scenarios from my life, but then normally I do my best to rewrite it a little, so it fits like most people, and somehow people can find themselves in the lyrics. And But yeah, I've always liked that it's real somehow, and it's only getting that feeling out of the music if it's from somewhere. So yeah, I'm inspired by life. I have my own little notebook where I write small rhymes, and every time there's something that bugs me, or uh, something like that in life, it turns out you can write a song about it and yell people in the face, and it works. Uh,
But it's
it's
definitely, like you said, open interpretation, like
Yeah,
for all of us. So yeah, but it's for sure very personal. Having your friend writing this stuff is it's tough reading, but it's like Simon said, it's just hits harder if it's true instead of just writing ghost stories or horror stories or whatever all the other bands does. So we'll just yeah, want it to be true about everything. Yeah.
Okay. So I think it's a good time to play a track from the album. Uh, and I'm going to kind of contextualize it so we can kind of get some input from you also about why you're choosing this track. Was there a track, and since you said you'll work parallelly, so this one's for you, Simon. Uh, what was like the riffs, or what was certain parts of a song that you heard that kind of put you down this path, and you realize that, hey, this is like something that I really want to like channel a lot of my experiences into? Was there a song or a riff of Loved by None, Hated by All that you recall?
uh, I've there's one song that sticks out to me because I was dealing a little with some alcohol problems, and then there's the song. It's called uh, "Liquid Courage." Yeah, uh, which talks a little about that, but it was written while I was drunk and complaining to myself about maybe drinking a little too much, and it actually it helped me a lot in that situation. Yeah, so for me that sticks out. But I don't know. The riffing just I was listening to the song, and it's just at the right moment, and that's what I got out of it. So yeah, if that answers your question. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So for everyone who hasn't heard it, and if you have, then turn this up to, I don't know, 12 on your volume. Here's Liquid Courage. Okay, that was Liquid Courage by Lifesick off their latest album, Loved by None, Hated by All. And I'm joined by Nikolai and Simon for the band. Now, one of the things I was also curious when I was listening to the album, and I'm really glad, you'll send the bio and like some of the notes I was reading, is that there were a couple of things that stuck out for me from there, right? Which all wrote about the recording parts. Is one that you'll said, and I can't remember who this is attributed to, so please forgive me, saying that our main focus was every riff was how will this work live and how will people move to this, which is a very interesting thing because you're thinking about a live aspect. But second is the music was recorded analog without any click. So you wanted it to sound organic and imperfect, which is very strange. I may comment quickly before turning it over to you guys. In where all the production is, to the grid, very, sounding exactly the same. I think that's probably one of the reasons I enjoyed the album more. Who wants to take this first? Nikolai, Simon?
Well, yeah, I can definitely say why we wanted to have the riffs feeling more live. It was definitely something for me when I wrote these songs. I wanted to mainly have songs you could mosh to and move around to, because as if maybe our previous stuff was there was maybe too much boring stuff. I've not when you listen to it on the record, but when you play the songs live, they're probably not working as we actually wanted it. So from just years of playing a lot of shows, I was just like, I want just to have only mosh parts and only aggressive stuff. From and the song should feel fun to play live. And if you want a song to feel live on a record, you should definitely not play with click, and you should definitely not polish the sound too much, because that's not how things work live. I mean, today, of course, and I respect that for sure. There are a lot of bands that plays with click also live and have a very, what do you call it? A modern sound. We're still using like tube amps, noisy stuff. Probably we're getting too old, I don't know, but that's what we like. And I just think if you go to a live show, that's how things sound. And if you want to capture that on a record, you need to do it like we do, I think. And it is something we always try to capture, that sense of, when you don't play click, you tend to play the fast part faster and the slow part slower, and that contrast just uh, that's where it hits. So that's for sure some of the main goals, writing and recording this, I would say.
Yeah, and don't get us wrong, it's still expensive. It's not that it's done with cheap stuff. It's still done at the Breda's studio, as we've always done, and it's done really, really well.
Yeah,
So it has this mix of it's still really professional and will work, but it has this rehearsal room feeling still captured somewhere in it, and that it feels like a perfect mix for our records, because it's fun, yeah, because we make all our music for the live shows. So
yeah,
the records for us is mostly a thing that we need to do to have more songs that we could play live. Uh, we're just thinking about getting out there and playing some shows. So
yeah,
that's where the focus is most of the time.
yeah,
Okay, fair enough. And one more thing I was very curious about is you'll also had the tracks, it said, given to the noise collective John Connor. Uh, I'm not familiar with them, actually, to be honest. But what was interesting is you'll kind of had sound design and samples through every song in there. So tell me, what was that approach and why kind of have someone? I mean, again, I'm guessing like you'll know them well. So it was kind of a collaboration of sorts. But having
yeah.
someone outside the band kind of work on the material, how did that kind of work?
Yeah, that was like a funny idea I had. Like it was usually like Simon previously on the records have done samples and we have done like small stuff, but I wanted to have this record to feel more combined or as one. So if these samples were made from the same guys, to like have a red or Fred, do you call it even that? I don't know. But if you have like it makes the song fits together with these samples. Or also just to try a new approach on the songs instead of just only drums and guitars and vocals. Maybe have some few layers here and there just to try something new, because obviously we also want to involve the sound a bit. But yeah, John Connor are friends of ours. They play in other bands like LNNN, and they used to play in one of them in the Psych Project, and like a lot of other bands. And they're just doing this thing with uh, yeah, called John Connor, where they collab with a lot of people, and we wanted to have just we gave them all the songs, the pre-productions and the theme of the lyrics, and like like the sketch of the artwork, and they from that they just worked out these samples, and we've fitted they fitted it into every song, but we like uh, edited a little bit when we have recorded the song, because there are maybe some stuff that didn't fit, or yeah, but that was just a new approach to have the whole album feel as one big thing. Yeah, I don't know if you say,
Yeah.
Simon. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just trying something new without getting making sure that all the Lifesick parts on this record is still straight up Lifesick parts.
Yeah.
But we can still outsource some things in between just to get this nice cohesive feeling on the record. And we know these guys; they're good at doing their computer stuff, and that's not our best cup of tea. We're more old school, so we really dig what they've done. It fits really nice to the theme
Yeah.
and everything. And it's also we're not afraid to just uh, collab with somebody or outsource something if we can, just to better the product and the product that we have.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, since we kind of talked about that, uh, of course, everyone knows of Merciful Fate and King Diamond from Denmark. But when I was kind of racking my head, I was trying to think of the number of bands that I know from Denmark, and I kind of was drawing to a blank. I'm pretty sure with our listeners, it would be something similar. If not, they may kind of surprise me by sharing some really underground bands. But could you kind of share could you kind of share some bands that you think our listeners should check out?
Mm. On the
First of all, I don't know any Indian bands either, so uh, don't feel bad or anything.
It's funny you don't
It's
mention
okay.
Volbeat. I think they're everywhere now
Oh
these
yeah,
days.
Volbeat, of
Volbeat,
course. Wow, I don't know why I never thought of them. Of course,
Because King Diamond, I wouldn't almost not call them Danish. It's
true.
only, yeah, only King Diamond, but I don't know.
King Diamond is as Danish as Lars Ulrich is Danish in
Metallica.
Metallica.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but underground bands in the metal genre, I guess. There are actually a lot these days in Denmark, I think.
yeah. It's actually almost hard to pick out. If you haven't heard Cabal, you need to check them out.
They are also
They're
featuring on
pretty.
the new album. Andreas from
Yeah,
while he's singing on Legacy of Misery. He's
yeah.
one of our good friends since high school. But Cabal, they're also everywhere these days. But
There's Neckbreaker. The small kids from Neckbreaker is also on the rise.
no band. Yeah.
They're pretty cool.
And then there's, yeah, um, it's a pressure right now. I feel stupid.
There's a lot of bands. Yeah, we just say we got Ellen, and then we got Merle, we got Runaway, and a lot of guys I can't remember. I'm so sorry, guys, but these are the first guys that came to mind when I had to say some. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
There
I'm
are,
glad. Now that you're saying it, I'm also feeling a little embarrassed because I just got a press release about the latest Cabal album like today,
uh,
and Neckbreaker's album is also out in less than a month.
yeah,
So
exactly.
definitely going to link everyone to both those albums when this
They're really
episode
good
is out.
bands, both of them.
Uh,
So
but hey, you
based,
know what? One thing I
oh yeah,
realized.
based.
Oh yeah, based,
hello?
of course, yeah, based. Again,
Yeah,
wow, I had completely a brain fart moment, but fair enough. What,
it's okay.
but one cool thing is, at least for y'all, y'all are doing a Southeast Asian tour, in less than a
Yeah,
month. So that's a way for y'all to discover bands from this part of the world. What are you looking forward to, from the tour?
everything.
The food.
Just yeah, something else because we toured Germany and and Europe a lot the last 10 years. So for us, just getting out of Europe and experiencing another part of the world is insane for us. So we're just gonna we're on vacation. We're gonna
I'm looking forward to the
gonna
weather and to the food.
and to the people. I just wanna and the nicest thing with playing in a band and doing a tour like this is that we're not just stuck on some random Shada hotel somewhere. We're in the middle of people's everyday lives and a part of the culture, and it's that's what we're looking forward to. Just the whole experience.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that you say that because I realized you're already smart. December is not the nicest time to be in Denmark if you don't like the cold,
No,
right?
no, no. It's already shitty weather in Denmark.
That we,
So,
we,
so
we that was on purpose for sure. We always say that
Yeah,
we need you record albums in the winter on I mean
and
you
tour in the summer. Yeah.
to tour in the summer in Europe. But if it's shitty weather in Europe, you're definitely gonna go to Asia or maybe the West Coast in US or something, Australia.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Australia also. So we need to figure out this is our first winter tour in a hot place. So
Yeah,
it's gonna be nice. We're bringing shorts and tank tops and stuff like that.
yeah.
so my only advice for you, since I was like not even a week ago in Southeast Asia, is just be
Yeah.
patient with the traffic. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, yeah. We got a driver on this tour because, and I think that's a good thing because I think a lot of things is very different from where we're from.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The
We're
traffic
gonna
is insane.
we're gonna
Yeah,
drive a lot and fly a lot.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's gonna be and we have some long drives the first couple of days, so I hope we can manage to catch the get-in times.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I don't know. They seem like pretty more chill than I would say here. Here they're
yeah.
really on the schedule. I've heard it's much more relaxed, and I think it's fine for us to have a just a relaxed tour.
True,
Yeah,
true.
live on the edge a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So also for everyone else who's probably in Denmark or in Europe who's listening in, when can they expect to see you probably in the new year sometime?
Yeah, we
Yep.
have shows in January already booked. Some more release shows, some big headline shows in Denmark in January and one in February. And then we're planning
What about rest of Europe? It's April. We're
April. We're
talking
planning
about.
a headline tour there, our first headline tour there in Europe in April. And then afterwards, there's just some planning here and there, not something scheduled, but
Yeah, but we're doing everything we can just to get out there and play as much as possible. So
Europe
just
in April.
just keep your eyes open on our Facebook or whatever, and we'll post as soon as possible because we'll just keep playing out and making tours. So it never stands still. So
Yeah.
we'll do our best to get out and around to everybody as soon as possible. That's just the plan.
Yeah.
Awesome. So great to hear that, and really looking forward to hearing more about your Southeast Asian tour. But any final words for everyone tuned in to this episode?
Uh, I guess if they're yeah, if I would just want to say actually a big thanks to everyone that's been listening so far. It's been amazing journey with this new album so far. There's a lot of good feedback and a lot of new fans or friends or what you will call them. So I just hope to see a lot of the new listeners out there to the shows. We always love to have a chat. Yeah, we're not too scared to hide behind in the backstage area. We're always out there, so feel free to come out to the shows and yeah.
Like everybody is going to a concert to get an experience, and meet new people and have some fun. That's the same idea. That's why we're there. We're just bringing our rehearsal room and just having a party with you guys at some point. At the other parts of the night, we're there to just enjoy it as much as everybody else. So we really want to talk and just hang around and enjoy whatever you guys got in your local area. So come say hi for sure.
Yeah.
And thank you for talking to us. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Really.
Nice talking to a person on the other side of the world about heavy metal music. That's what I love about this. So thank you.
I made it this far.
Yeah. All right, man. Thanks so much, guys. That was Simon and Nicolai from Lifesick. If you're in Southeast Asia and listening to this, do check out the show notes and their social media for links to their shows and more details. If you enjoyed this podcast, leave me a rating on Spotify or hit subscribe or share this with a friend and let them know about cool music from across the world. That's all for now. I'll see you all very soon. Cheers.